Okay, hello. Uh, I need to say a few things before I start. One, I don't know why the comment sections aren't working. Two, I don't care if people use my stuff as long as they tell if that they found it from a person. Three, uh, I'm only doing this YouTube channel for fun, not for views and stuff like that. It's just for me to have fun and use my ideas and not knowing who that people think that people are judging me. Okay, and straight on to the YouTube video. Okay, so Deku is now named Technoblade, so when I say Technoblade, I mean Deku. So Technoblade was born in a castle area, in a different universe. In a different universe. So this is gonna be hard to get him into the My Hero Academia, but I'm still gonna get him into it. Okay, so Techno is a curious explorer, break the rules type person. So he usually goes on the outside areas of the castle, which is not the outside area, the fully outside area. The castle is in the middle of. Actually, I'm gonna draw a picture and just show it to you guys. Okay, so that thing I'm pointing to is the castle walls. Wrong picture. And that right there is the walls to the outside. So Techno's, but like in the area of the center, and not the. That's what the center is where he lives, and then the inside, the second to inside ring is the area where people that aren't royalty live. Okay, so that's the basics to the castle. So he doesn't leave the walls, he leaves the castle walls. And when he leaves the castle walls, his mother gets worried a lot because that's her only child. But she's gotten used to it so much that she just put a guard up for Techno to have. So he just leaves the castle walls with a guard now. With a personal guard. One second. Actually, never mind. I don't need to do that. So he just keeps on leaving the castle walls and exploring. And then one day he left the walls. I don't mean the castle walls, I mean the walls to leading to the outside. And the guard, first they went to his mother, and Techno asked her if he could leave the walls. And when he said that, his mother thought he meant the castle walls. So she thought that he was trying to be different now. When in reality, he actually meant the walls. And she said, sure. And then they left. And they left the walls. So Techno went to the outside world, and when he was there, he explored and learned stuff. He taught himself how to climb and do stuff like that, climb trees, learned about the food on the outside walls. The outside walls are usually where they put the farming areas. So he went to like the areas where they farm and like just started talking with the people. And those people on the outside walls usually didn't get the talk with the queen and prince. The king is dead. Just speaking that out loud, the king is dead. So usually the people on the inside of the walls get to talk with the royal, are like more rich than the people on the outside of the walls. So he just kept on going around, learning about food and talking with other kids his age. Yeah, I forgot to tell you his age. He is like 10 right now. He's 8. He's 8 right now. Yeah, that sounds like a good age. He's 8. And then when it was getting darker, he saw like fireflies for the first time, and the night sky completely, because like usually his mother brings him in before he can see the night sky. So they started walking back in, and they kept on doing that for like a couple of days. And then Technoblade, when he was outside the walls, his mother learned that he went out the walls instead of the castle walls. So she gave him 2 guards now. And Techno didn't care because he could go outside the walls now without his mother being mad. So when he was outside the walls, what the hell? Oh, sorry. So he went out the walls like 10 more times with the 2 guards. And when they did it for the 10th time, he was like exploring and went off by himself, and the guards were looking for him. They got more guards, and like they kept on looking for him. One of the guards went to the queen and said that Techno, that's what they call him right now, and said Technoblade. So they tell the queen that Techno is missing, and so she like gets like 50 more guards, like to search outside the walls, like 10 to search outside the walls, plus the 2 guards that were supposed to be watching him, and 10 to search the inside walls, and tell every person that if they see the prince, to bring him straight towards the castle, towards a guard. And the thing is that Techno fell into a trap, and then 2 sorry, I've been like kind of sick for a couple of days. Well, not sick. I don't have corona. I just am like sick kinda. I don't know what I got. So they two men took Techno for something, I'm not saying yet. And they brought him in a wagon, because they don't have cars in this universe. So they brought him in a wagon, in like a bag. And the thing is that this bag was full of golden apples, which he kept on eating them, and just stored them in his pocket. So when he escaped, he thought he was gonna escape, that he couldn't do it. And when not golden apples, how about we say some golden apples, and like he kept on putting golden carrots in his pocket and eating them as well. And so when they got to where they were gonna do something, they pulled him into an area, drew like a ritual circle around him, light candles, and it was nighttime, and fireflies went around him. And since Techno was 10, he didn't know what was happening. He thought that was just like something. He didn't know. He wanted to leave, but he didn't know if he should or stay, like if his mother was doing something to test him, because that's what his mother has been doing, this testing him to see if he should be the prince, to see if he was a good prince. which he was the only prince, so he had to be, just to test to see if make sure he was a good prince to have. So he stayed, and they did a ritual around him, and it like transported him somewhere and brought a different person to the area. So it was like a summoning, so it was like a sacrifice for a summoning. And when Techno was transported, let's say when Techno was born, he didn't have the pig ears. But when he was transported into this dimension, which we know as the nether, he was face to face to 10 piglin, and the piglin were like listening to him. He could understand them, and he got there, he stayed with the piglin, followed them, did what they did. He was like a child to them, which was a child ruler. So whatever he said, they listened, but he was kind and he listened. He helped them. So they brought him. They started like mining and doing stuff. He like did what his mother did, like asked them to farm. Like he started planting golden carrots in the area, like carrots, and then they used the gold to make it golden carrots, and like made armor, and they made Techno an axe and made him like potions and stuff like that. Don't ask how they got water. So when he was there, like pretend there's more jewels in the nether than there usually is, like just those like jewels there. Jewels. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And they made him a nether axe with sharpness, I think that's 5. Efficiency 5. Unbreaking, I don't know what that is. 3. Ending, I can't speak words. Crafting, craft by Technoblade, axe of peace, and it's another light. So Techno kept that axe, and it never broke for him because of the Unbreaking 3. I don't know if Unbreaking can go higher. I don't know if it is. So when he's there, he rolls it. They made him a crown. They turned the nether fortress into a castle and like made it like that. And they defend the place, broke the spawners, and did stuff like that. Like they didn't break the spawners, they moved the spawners so the stuff could still spawn, except it wasn't there in the castle. And they made cities and stuff like that. They got wood because there's wood in the nether now. Techno was becoming more durant. He could not die from fire. He could swim in it now. It's like because piglin, like creatures in the nether, can swim in fire. And since he was like, so they switched a piglin baby with Technoblade. The people didn't know what they were switching with him. But let's just say the piglin baby died, cause yeah. And he turned into a piglin. And then when Technoblade was growing up, I don't know if it's that picture. Technoblade, when he was growing up, ooh, here's the picture. He started growing teeth out of his mask. Yeah, like teeth out of giant teeth. Yeah, that's what he was growing. I couldn't take this for some reason. This picture does not go on its side. It went on its side, so he's growing teeth out of his mouth. Tusk. That's the word I was looking for. Tusk. Giant tusk. 2 tusks out of his mouth. Sorry. And let's say at the age of 12, yeah, he's been there for no, I said he was 12. No, that's something else. Yeah, at the age of 12, Techno's been there, I don't know how, for 2 years. Yeah, I said he was 10 when he, yeah, 2 years. No. Yeah, 2 years. And he is 6'9". Yeah, let's say he's 6'9". I don't know how tall 6'9" would be. I'm trying to compare him to somebody, but I can't think of a person in My Hero Academia to compare him with. So, when he was... One second, I need to go get a drink. My throat is hurting like hell. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, we are now gonna switch to a different point of view to make the story better. We are switching to a little girl point of view. She's around the age of... How old do you get your cloak at? The age of 4. Yeah. No. I'm switching the ages up of when Techno stuff. At the age of 5 is when Techno was taken. At the age of no, Techno was taken at the age of 4. He was there in the nether for 2 years. He is now 6. So and Techno's height, I don't know how high a child's height is. 4'6". Yeah. I'm sorry if I don't know height. He's around the height of Mineta. Yeah, however, he's like taller, like an inch taller than Mineta. So if you could just imagine a Techno version of Mineta, just like 1 inch taller. So yeah. So a 7-year-old is ruling the nether. A 7-year-old. Okay, so when this little girl named Azumi, I'm sorry, I need to focus myself. Name Azumi. She got her cloak, and let's say she was showing it off. So showing it off to the class, and when she was showing it off, she was talking about how her quirk, she can I took this from somebody else. I just need to use it. It's a good thing, but I forgot who I took it from. Her quirk was that she can spawn people, she can spawn creatures, and those creatures she can control. And the creatures, so she can spawn creatures out of a portal and they can be controlled by her. And they also have free will as well. So that as well. Just some might not have, she can make them so they don't have free will as well. Okay, that's annoying me for a second. So when she was showing it off, she didn't mean to spawn a creature, and she was like, the teacher was like telling her to stop so she doesn't spawn a creature, but she didn't notice. So she put a portal, and that portal went under under Techno. It went straight, it was like in front of Techno and sucked him in. And when Techno went into the portal, he came out on the other side. And she was, she closed the portal, but it was too late, and he went out, and he was mad because he wasn't in the nether, and he didn't want to be here, and he was used to the warmth of the nether. He's half piglin, so he isn't freezing cold, but he is still shivering. So a kid in the class with a minor bio quirk, one second. Azumi, yeah, that's the name I gave to her, was asked him why he is shivering. He says that I am not used to this type of temperature. I'm used to burning hot lava being around me. So she asked the fire kid, asked the teacher if they could go outside because it was like 70 degrees out, which is not as hot as the nether. The nether is probably like 176. And then she asked the kid to start a fire, a minor fire, and he did. It was like around the grass, not grass, but it didn't like spread. So he just like literally went in the fire and just sat there. They were surprised, but Azumi wasn't, because she was like, she was like, yeah, some creatures have just like been like that. And then Azumi just like, I want to do this so bad. Azumi took him back home because she doesn't know how to put them back into where they are. And he had a stash of golden carrots with him, and his axe with him. So when they went, she brought him home, and she told Inko, that she accidentally used her quirk and spawned a creature. And Techno's like, hello, my name's Techno, not creature. She said, oh, I'm sorry. And Techno just walked around the area that they were in, and he was like, this is small. Because he's used to big palaces being his home. And Techno, when he got here, he got a quirk as well. It's called Piglin. Yes, I'm just naming it Piglin. He can spawn Piglin. Actually, I should just make it so they go to the quirk doctor for it. Let's say Azumi's birthday was she was 3 when this happened, and her birthday was like 2 days later. So they went to the quirk doctor, and when they were there, they brought this kid with Techno. No, why am I saying this kid? With. And when they got there, so when they asked them to analyze the quirks, and they figured out her quirk, and they figured out his quirk was named Piglin. He can spawn these creatures, which is now called Piglins for them, and he's half pig, like half boar, because I think that's what they're, a boar. And he could go into a different dimension. So when he's in this dimension, that's why she thinks that's why he was not used to the temperature. Deku got used to the temperature here, and like say that I'm just gonna end this right here because I can't think about this. Time skip 12. They're 12 now. Deku's 14 and she's 12. He's considered her quirk, so he just goes back to the nether while she is like that. And when he is now a quirk. Yes, I wanted this so badly. I wanted to make him a quirk. So when he was in the area, in the nether, just minding his own business, Zumi is at the writing exam, and she is smart, so she gets second place. Momo gets first because I think she bribed. I just see Momo as a bribing person. So Techno is in the nether, and Izumi goes to the entrance exam. Let's say Izumi doesn't wear like a skirt. She just wears like men's clothes, a jacket, and has her hood up. So she looks more like a boy because she doesn't have tits. So when she is at the exam, she goes up to the front, past Luraka, doesn't talk with her, and when it counts down, President Mike counts down, the doors open, and she runs off, and President Mike is like, hey, do what she's doing. There's no countdown at real fight. Go. They all run. Azumi opens a portal, and everybody's wondering what that is. And then Technoblade walks out of the portal. It's like that, with about a skull instead of a pig mask. His pig mask is under that. He just wears the skull because he likes it better. Let's say the pig mask. Yeah, he has a pink face, like a pig. And then tusks. And he's pink. He's pink. He has tusks. He has pig ears. pig. He has claws, pink hair, and he has a robe on. But now he has his skull. He has a skull. So he walks out with a crown, with his stuff, eating a golden apple, golden carrot. Oh, why do I keep on saying apple? Yeah, because I have a picture right here of a golden apple. With his axe, being like, "What do you want, Azumi? I'm busy." And then Azumi's like, I'm right now in a and in the entrance exam, her Technoblade. She added on blade because he's like the blade for her, like of an axe, the blade. And so he acts like the quirk, and she's like, take down those things. So they instead put it on him and just change it to him because they don't think that that's her quirk. But when they look in the system, they don't find a person that registered as that, so they just put it on her, questioning it. So he takes down them and gets her like 170 points, more than All Might. Duh. And then once they're done, she opens a portal for him, and he walks back in, and gives her a note saying, don't bother me for and don't bother me for a couple of days. Don't bother me for 3 days. And then 3 days and you're bored. And then she's like, always trying to be. She folds the note in, being like, she writes an okay on it and then throws it into the portal. Then close the portal. And then walks back home. A couple of days, like 2 days later, she gets a note from the school with All Might saying that she got into 1A. And when she gets to 1A, she doesn't wear a skirt. She doesn't like the skirts, so she wears a men uniform instead. The school was okay with giving her a men uniform instead. Once it's been 3 days, so they do the exam that Azawa wanted, and then after that, I don't feel like saying all of that because my voice is going down. So they Azawa is Umi not to go and talk with him. And they go to the classroom, and the class leaves because there was only this for the day. And then they ask, who was that person at the extra exam that walked out of that portal? And she's like, that was my quirk. And they're like, a person cannot be a piece of a quirk. And she's like, yeah, you can look on my quirk thing, whatever they put on the, and then they do, and then they say that quirk is human control, portal, creature control. And it says that she can spawn a person that is from a different different area, different universe, if they want to. If they want to, and that person has a work, and that person that she controls has a piglin quirk. The piglin quirk, person has a pig face, skull mask, pig ears, tusks, pigtail, crown, robe, and always carries golden food. That person is not used to cold climates under the range of 80, under the number of 75. And yeah, so Azar brings that to the people, and then and Principal Nezu, and they say that they want to see him, and she thinks, and she's like, oh yeah, it's been more than 3 days. So she spawns the portal, and she throws in a note, and they're like, why did you throw in the note? Oh, it's telling him that I want him to come, because they usually doesn't listen. And she lies, and the note says, people on the other side, not just me, act like you're being controlled. And he walks through. He's like, what do you need? Calmly, but still rough. And she's like, oh, people just want to see you. And he's like, is that all? I will be going then. And he's like, wait, I want to ask you some questions. I am sorry, I do not listen to other people unless they have been told by the mistress that they can ask me. She's like, they can ask you, Technoblade. I'll just be right here. And then they're like, okay, so your name's Technoblade, am I correct? Yes. Your quirk is, Pigolin, yes. Age, 14, yes. Villain, do you consider yourself a villain or a hero? Vigilante. Okay. By vigilante, I mean I kill villains on death row. I don't kill heroes unless I think they're a piece of shit like Endeavor. What the fuck? That's Endeavor. What the fuck? I'm not a piece of shit, you little asshole. Yes, you are. By my calculations, you abuse your children, have put your wife into a mental hospital, all because of you, you selfish little bastard. And by my calculations, you should be dead. And you are as much as a villain as the awful one. I would say worse for abusive. Endeavor's just done, and then Principal Nezu is like, is this true, Endeavor? No, this is not true at all. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes. No, it's not. I am so kind to my children. Then why the fuck is your so-called child, your youngest child, your protege, you say, you made your children, it seems like you only had a wife just to have children to be online because your selfish little ass bastard couldn't. Oh my, are you gonna let this guy, Principal Nezu, are you gonna let this guy be like this? I'm just having fun letting this guy, I just want to learn more. Do you know more? Yes, All Might is a piece of bastard and should burn in hell. Why is that? By my calculation, he has killed over 2 people. One on purpose and one on accident. Who was that person that he killed on accident? His name seems to be Olizo Kovi. And the person he killed on purpose seems to be, that's so nice. You killed your sensei on purpose. Zumi, can you tell your so-called quirk to get out, go back to its dimension? I would love to, but they have their own. Hey, Technoblade, you can stop acting like you're under my control. I know you can do free range. I know you have your own personality. Yes, I do, but I love this so much. It seems calming. Now, if you excuse me, I have your children to talk to. I have a selfish little bastard to talk to. And that is where I'm going to be lifting. Yeah, I'm gonna be done. Goodbye.